Final day for early voting for the folks in Texas, and for many in the Lone Star State, voter integrity is a major concern. For years, the state used a national database called the Electronic Registration Information Center, or ERIC, to compare voter registrations across many states. But Texas is among several states no longer using that system. But tonight, KTBS 3's Julie Parr pulling double duty, going in depth to show exactly what the state is now doing to weed out voter fraud.
ERIC is a tool for states to share voter information with other states, allowing them to remove duplicate or dead voters from their rolls. Texas no longer participates in the program, but Bowie County Election Administrator Pat McCoy says their office still checks to make sure voters are not registered in multiple states or jurisdictions.
We still verify and clean our rolls on a consistent basis. We look at that from individuals that have passed away, that are dead. We've got about 3 or 4 ways that we gather that information and make sure that we can get them off the rolls.
Before 2020, there were 33 states plus Washington, D.C. using ERIC. Last year, Texas dropped out of the program along with 8 other states.
It fits Texas' MO, and that we in Texas like to have systems that are separate from the rest of the U.S. many times.
Texarkana College government professor John Hubbard says when ERIC was developed, it had strong support from both parties.
And voter integrity is a nonpartisan issue, and it should be. And I think that's the idea behind ERIC, or a system that replaces it.
After the 2020 presidential election, several majority Republican states began questioning the purpose of ERIC and funding behind it.
The complaint is that they are scared that fraud will happen because of the political views of the people behind ERIC. And at this point, there is some imbalance there because 9 fairly conservative states have dropped out of ERIC, leaving 24 states which are primarily Democratic.
Hubbard believes the best solution is to have a system where all states participate in the national database. He says Texas has considered proposals to replace ERIC, but nothing has been concrete.
I think it was right to criticize it, to improve it. Ideally, we would have a system that includes all 50 states plus Washington, D.C. And that way, because one of the true purposes is comparing if people are registered in multiple states.
Julie Parr, KTBS 3 News.
Bowie County elections officials telling Julie that they don't see a lot of challenges to voter registrations. There's currently about 62,000 registered voters in the county. 6,000 of them are currently on a suspense list. Voters on that list can still cast a ballot at the polls, but have to fill out a statement of residence form.